What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up out there? Want to say hello. I'm Big Chads. Want to send some love to you all throughout the world. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know where you are in the world. There's a lot of hurting going on in the world. Let's try to spread some love. Let's try to spread some love. That's what we're doing here, right? We can only do what we can do. That's what we're going to try to do. Friday night, Big Chads. Let me know you can hear me. Appreciate that. I love the feedback. Let's get this party started. I love the feedback, and I love the fact that you're willing to take a little bit of your time and spend that here with me on a Friday night. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the crypto market. I'm going to try to make it educational. Things can be incredibly confusing. And, throughout my career, I've learned that the simpler you make it, the better, right? There's no doubt about that. Let's check in with the chat room. Greetings from Portugal. Tenerife. I don't know where that is. That's interesting to me. Tenerife. I don't know where that is. Narando. It sounds. Can you tell me where you're from? That's really interesting. Portugal, South Africa, Costa Rica. I need to get on a plane and check out some of these places. Algeria. I love me Algeria in the house. It's great. Everybody's all over the world. Toronto, Canada, Latvia, Belgium. So listen, we're in this together, right? We're in this together. We got to kind of look out for each other. We got to, we should really look out for each other. That's what I'm trying to do. I enjoy it, and hopefully you're enjoying it too. Let's get the spiel out of the way. Of course, I am on Twitter at Big Cheds. I like to think of my feed as academic observations about the price, trading psychology, risk management, that type of stuff. Really just a chart nerd, but I've been wrecked. I'm trying to help you not get wrecked. Check out my YouTube channel. Go to Ched's Trading, and while you're watching this, please consider hitting that like, hit subscribe. The likes will help with the algorithms to kind of get things up and running. Hit that like, hit subscribe. You're brand new to trading. You're not sure what to do, where to go. Greetings from the Netherlands, France, Pakistan in the house, South Carolina, Valencia, Hawaii, Amsterdam. Look at this, North Dakota, Pakistan. This is unbelievable. Netherlands. I mean, look, I never, 20 years ago, you would have never told me that I'd be able to do this. What a thrill. What a absolute thrill. Armenia, Parev, Harut, Parev, in Shbeses, Harut. I have an Armenian friend. Patagonia. That's pretty cool, right? Isn't that Patagonia? That's amazing. Philippines. Como está, po? Salamat, right? Thailand. Look at this. Bitcoin.live members. These are my family. I spent a lot of time. I put a lot of love into Bitcoin.live. We'll get to that. You're brand new to trading. Like, what do you do? Go to my tutorials on YouTube. Watch the educational live streams. They're really going to help you out. How do you set up a chart? Like, what am I looking at? What am I even like? How do I even start to understand what I'm looking at? What's a trend, right? Watch these live streams. All right. I'm the author, of course, of Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I'm very proud of this book. The feedback's been ridiculous. I don't even have the link up, but let's just right there in my profile on YouTube, on Twitter. Let's go look at that. I mean, look at this. 5 stars, 4.8 out of 5, almost 500 reviews. That's like unbelievable. And it's important. It's a wonderful project. It's helped a lot of people. Kindle, hardcover, paperback, audiobook. But guess what? I got the free version for you on my YouTube. Go to that playlist, right? I'm going to do all 50 lessons for free eventually. I'm doing one every 3-4 weeks. I just did lesson 12 recently. Some people, when the book came out, some people couldn't afford it and they just didn't want to buy it. And I say, okay, I totally respect that. Check this out, free version on my YouTube. I also have that really great series I've been developing, long form interview. I have a new guest. I'm talking to Bob Lucas, who's a fellow Bitcoin.live colleague. We'll get to that in a minute. On Monday, which is a great honor. He's a wonderful trader. But look at just the list of, look at these folks. It's some really smart people. I come in unscripted. I just talk to them. I try to ask the right questions. Australia, good to see you in the house. Nice to see you as well. Viva Chile, Viva China, and China with love, lever back at you, and Chicago, of course. Much love to you. as well. I see Ohio. I see Kosovo. Folks, if I missed that, I apologize. Look, tons of comments in the chat room. Um, I'm proud of this long form interview series. I feel like I try to ask the right questions. I want you to get something out of this. Check these out. I'm really proud of it. We've got great stuff. Maine was last Trader Maine. This guy, unbelievable story. Really trader I respect a lot. Check that out. No doubt about that. So check that out, my YouTube. I hope that's of value to you. If you're interested in really learning how to trade, you got to join Bitcoin.live. I've been doing this for almost 4 years. Twice a week, I do a long form full market update. I don't care where I am. I'm on vacation. I will always do an update. I never miss it. And like we haven't been surprised. Like ask a Bitcoin Live member if we've been surprised like for the last 6 months or a year. It's just really like Bitcoin's it's just paid it's just traded based on key levels. It's made sense. And I'm gonna walk you through that tonight. I have a whole bunch of tweets that I've kind of set up ahead of time to kind of walk you through the progression of the price action. I think this is confusing for a lot of people. But anyway, check out Bitcoin Live. I'm incredibly proud of that. I really put my name, everything behind this. Check it out. Okay. So, like, what's the deal? And by the way, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for letting me get that spiel out of the way. Trading's like incredibly hard. And I trade other markets. And I just took a big fresh loss in another market. I was trying something. I took a loss. Like I know, so don't expect like all these people you see on YouTube and Twitter. We're not all like 10 out of 10 traders. We don't just like hit every trade. Like we all take losses. You have to reflect on your losses. You have to stop and say, how did I get into that position? Why did I take the loss? Did I have a stop loss? Did I have a thesis? Did I respect when the thesis failed? So you got to reflect. Don't just don't just bury the losses. Take time or, learn your lesson from it. I'm learning my lesson. But with Bitcoin, Bitcoin really hasn't surprised me in a long time. And I would encourage you to watch. And by the way, I have watch all my YouTube videos. Watch anything I've done on YouTube, Bitcoin Live, like this ages well. Because Bitcoin has made sense. We haven't really been surprised. We topped off. Really, this top was easy to see coming. I've detailed it on Twitter. I've detailed it on YouTube. We've been in a corrective mode since then. But like, what's the deal? And look, I haven't done a lot of YouTube videos recently because I don't want to do too many. Really, I'm trying to give it all Bitcoin Live. And I don't want pressure on me to do a YouTube video. But this is a good moment. I'll catch up. I'm trying to kind of balance things out. I want to help you folks. What do we think's going on right now? Well, guess what? Bears are still in control, right? Bears have been in control. And the level Bears needed to kind of reclaim, to kind of say, hey, I'm back in control, it's always been 46K. So if you, again, review my public comments, review my Bitcoin Live comments, down here, when we started to bounce, and we had this outside bar, outside bar, high wave spinning top, January 24th. I'm not going to do all the tweets for that. I'm going to do my tweets for the last kind of, last, week or so in this kind of lateral or kind of rectangle range. If you go back, I mean, I talked about, we're due for a relief rally here, and then we got the spring. Okay. And we got the spring, and we bounced from that spring. And what I talked about and is that 46K was the level that was like the last level for bear. It's like the last bear argument level. Like bears still have a good argument and have had a good argument as long as we're below 46K. Why? Right? Why? What's rule number one? And if you read my book, thank you. And I didn't really put it out this way, and by the way, I really do appreciate that. I really do mean thank you. Because I knew many of you had, and it's helped a lot of people. It's 5 stars. So it's not like it's like, thank you for reading a bad book. But what do we do? Rule one, right? We listen to the price, and we understand that we kind of had that attempted double bottoming pattern. And I've done this in like 5 videos. You can check it out. It's a big level, right? That's a big level. Failed support levels. We listen to the price. We look for the data points. There were a lot of data points there. So just in any chart, if you had lost that, you come back, retested it from the underside. It's a pullback, classical charting, bearish retest. That's the level that has to flip. It's a momentum level. And like your whole job is to figure whatever you're trading. And I try to only trade what I'm watching. I try to only watch a few things at a time, not too many. Although it's, literally, it's my job. I cover the market, but like I trade what I really watch. And here it tells you like this is a big level. There's a level you have to cross, 46K. Love from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Checking in the chat room here periodically. Thank you for live streaming. Thank you. Hi everyone. Thank you, Cheds. I don't know. I don't know what this means, MetaMask. I don't mess with any of that stuff. Thank you for live streaming. Great. All right. Hello. All right. Good enough. Tenerife is in Europe. Where is it in Europe? Europa. Like I've never heard of that place, and I'm trying to. Anyway, aloha from Hawaii. Aloha to you. 46K, like it's the bottom of that. It attempted to bottom there, right? So when we were relief rallying back here, for me, there were all these like levels where it could initially reject, right? So this is like standard relief. Any relief rally will do this, and you can apply it to any chart. And I've talked about this before. So if you've been watching my videos, thank you. You'll know if this is consistent that I've talked about the lower Bollinger dip, the overreaction after breaking that key level, breaking that 40K level, right? That kind of lower Bollinger, the kind of the overreaction. And now you're first looking EMA 8. You're always looking EMA 8, right? Exponential moving average, more sensitive to short-term price action. So your first watch, so it's these levels, EMA 8, okay, MA 20, right? That's first level, second level, MA 20. Then you get the MA cross. We get the MA cross 820, getting some momentum. And then price test the 30, the 34, the EMA 34, Fibonacci number, right? 82134. It just works. And why is 34 important? Like, did I pick 34 out of a hat? Am I cherry picking? No. Go to my tutorials, live streams, watch the live streams. I don't pick the 34. The price picks it. It just works. It's not me. I just pay attention. Okay. Let me kind of make that case a little stronger. Rejected here. Relief rally rejected. Lower Bollinger EMA 34 rejected. Yellow line. How about here? Flash dip, overreaction, volatile move, which is what you want as a trader. Overreaction dip, relief rally stalled where? EMA 34, right? It's a whole concept of like a primary uptrend support, upper Bollinger EMA 8, and then you kind of dip a little bit and you get the secondary, the EMA 34, right? And then in reverse, it's primary and secondary moving average resistance, exponential moving average resistance. And if I bounce around too much, sorry about that. Watch my tutorials. So EMA 8, MA 20, EMA 34, and now we get the first close. February 4th, we have the first sign of weakening bear trend. Checking in the chat room from everybody. All right, hello from everybody. Okay, just checking in, making sure everything's good. All right, checking in the chat room. So EMA 8, relief rally, EMA 8. So, well, really lower Bollinger. You dip below the lower Bollinger, your first kind of, target obviously is the lower Bollinger, right? So even from here, you can say, okay, lower Bollinger, first target, second, EMA 8, MA 20, EMA 34, boom, first sign of bear weakening. We have our first close above the EMA 34 on February 4th, first close above the EMA 34 since it really broke down at top. So that's kind of noteworthy. So now you're thinking, all right, we understand a downtrend will go down, it has to force sideways, bulls force sideways, and then maybe you get a reversal. So like, what are those pivot points? It was 46K was the pivot point, okay? When we hit that EMA 34, right, we get that first close, we're kind of starting to force, now we're sideways. That is a notable sign of weakening bear trend because bears were unable to force candle body close here on the daily chart below the EMA 34 at that point. And they had been able to maintain candle close below ever since the breakdown, right? So that's, relief rallies have rejected there. So we're kind of setting the table, right? EMA 34 and then boom, MA 50. That's big. We're getting really excited. MA 50, February 7th. We're getting really excited. You're seeing a lot of people calling bottom here, right? If you go check the feeds, we're getting a lot of bottom calls here. Folks, bottom's in. All right, it's in, ready to go. It's done, right? Tell me I'm wrong in the chat room. Tell me I'm wrong, folks. Please do. You got a lot of people saying that's it. We hit the bottom. And there's some signs there, EMA 34, MA 50. But as my good friend, well, not my good friend yet, but someone I respect a lot, Mr. John Bollinger would point out, perhaps you've really done you have already done at that point kind of a lower Bollinger to upper Bollinger move. I mean, that's a relief. That's a big move. That's a relief rally. So, like, the onus is on bulls to really push through. And what happened? We got rejected. I mean, it's logical. Underside support, bull pullback, bearish retest. We're rejected. So we're setting the table. We got rejected. Now we have the throwback, the bullish retest of the declining MA50, SMA50, simple moving average 50 period. I'm here for Chad. What's up, Carmela? All right. Making sure everyone is okay in the chat room, folks. All right. So we had the bullish retest, little bounce, and then fade. And we dropped back to 40K. We lost 40K. I became bearish. I tweeted about it. I talked about it on Bitcoin.live. And I talked about it because it's a head and shoulders failure at that point, right? And we'll kind of get to that in ADA in a minute. It's a head and shoulders failure. We kind of breached that potential right shoulder. That's a big bearish signal. It's a little bit of an analog, or essentially a copy of what we had back here in the 4-hour when we had an attempted head and shoulders here. Check the tape again. A lot of bulls were tweeting about a head and shoulders here. None of them talk about the invalidation. Invalidate, right? Right shoulder failure. Sorry. Right shoulder failure. Okay, 598 of you folks here. Lovely folks. Once again, thank you for watching. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Appreciate you taking a little bit of time to listen to me ramble. Head and shoulders failure here, right? So I got bearish, rightly bearish, right? Any kind of attempted reversal pattern that fails, any kind of signal that fails, it's usually a powerful signal in the other direction. So we dropped, and then we got that overreaction, right? Overreaction on February 24th. February 24th. There was a tweet I wanted to look for. Did I find it? I don't know if I was looking for something earlier. I was setting up February 24th. No, okay. I was curious because I try to have a pretty good instinct about when there we go. There it is. Well, let's see where I was there. February 23rd, due for a relief rally. Where is that? That's right here. That's pretty good. I mean, what? February 23rd. All right, so let's set the table. I wanted to kind of set the table. And like the premise is this, like, you don't have to feel helpless and like, what's happening? It's not really complicated. We clearly topped off. We know why, and we've been correcting since then. And we've just been focused on key levels. And I've talked about it. And I've talked about it, and I've talked about it, and I've talked about it. It's all there. And it's not magic. It's simple horizontal levels of support and resistance, right? We'll just draw this one because this is like unbelievably obvious. So I set the table. Now we know why we're here. So that is not the right tweet. That is not the right tweet either. And I'll get to it. Here we go. All right, low time frame. We're due for a relief rally. I feel like, okay, February 23rd. And why do I say that? We've already rejected here at the head and shoulders failure, and now we've dropped to lower Bollinger. It's a lower Bollinger in the daily, and we still have potential at that point for some type of a higher low versus that like late January low. Checking in the chat room. Hello from Florida. What's up, Cheddar from Vermont? How we doing there? Keep dancing. That's absolutely the way to go. All that good stuff. Good to see you folks. Appreciate you reaching out. Thank you. So, we're at the lower Bollinger. So where are we at again? February 23rd. Overdue for a relief rally. All right. And it's not magic. It's just kind of you study. This is why I tell people, like, cut your watch list in half. Like you have to play stuff you understand. And like I get Bitcoin, and it's not magic. I literally tell you what I do. I tell you my method. I don't hold anything back. I don't hold anything back. I just tell you exactly how I'm playing it. And it's obviously time and experience. I mean, I understand that. But I mean, look at the Bollingers. I've been talking Bollingers for years. I've been talking about relief rallies. Due for relief rally, we're tagging it. We did go lower. So it's, and that's the thing. You're never gonna nail the exact top or bottom. It just doesn't happen. It's not about that. It's about playing with confirmation of a trend reversal. So what does that mean? the spring. Talked about the spring, Bitcoin.live. I talked about it on Twitter. There was your beautiful entry. Look at that, right off a spring, right? So I said, do it for relief rally. Next day, we get that flash dip. I think I remember waking up and seeing, okay, we've kind of held in. It was one of those nights where it's like, you're thinking, am I going to wake up and is BTC down like 5K? It doesn't happen a lot, but it can happen. We were right there. I remember waking up and thinking, oh, it's kind of held in, like it's handled whatever the volatility was in the broader market. Obviously, stuff's going on, but it's like, okay, I just remember thinking it's kind of held in, it's held up rather. And then boom, intraday, boom, recapture the spring, right? This is a really textbook entry where you establish a low, you break below it, and you kind of come back up above it. You can just go straight, you go long right there and use your stop loss pretty much your entry, maybe like 2, maybe 3% lower. And then you want to do a 3-to-1 risk reward, obviously, asymmetric. Ideally as well, but there's your spring entry, lower Bollinger, pretty textbook kind of relief rally type of entry, right? Nothing we haven't talked about before on this channel, of course. And then you bounce, overdue for relief rally. Okay, all right, I get it. All right, Cheds, yeah, good job. All right, whatever, right? Relief rally. So what's next? Let's see, February 28th. Let's get to February 28th. This was interesting. So February 28th. February 28th. Boom, right here. So, and this is like, okay, overdue for relief rally. We bounced a little bit and there's some rejection here, but it's like, all right, so at this point, I don't know what you folks are thinking, but you're like, all right, are we, what are we doing? Bull pennant, bull flag, it's like it doesn't matter what you label it. As long as you understand that it's likely bearish continuation, right? You just kind of look at things simply, you get benefit of the doubt to the trend in progress. We kind of had a fake out here. We kind of had this, if you want to call it a rising wedge, probably better defined in lower time frames. We had the fake out candle here. Boom, right? Fake out and then run. So it bounced February 28th. So, okay, if you didn't enter in the spring right there, you enter right here. Pretty textbook. What is that, 40.2? It's a little late because obviously I think you're going long on 40K psychological. We've talked about that. So here we go. Where are we at? We're at 41.3. We've already passed 40K. I put out a tweet at the time, which I'm not highlighting here, which I basically said, like, your long trigger you just went long, because we're above 40K. Go check it, it's right there. And I try to be as reasonable as possible, but you went long. It's like a super obvious long, unbelievably obvious long trade. You went long at 40K. 700 people. This is great. 707. So during that candle, and so I'm already kind of thinking, all right, great. We're the bounce, but like we need to kind of keep an eye on the broader channel. What are we doing? Like, what is the context? Everything is context. And I just can't stop thinking about that level, 45.5, 46K. So I said, working on a green Maribozu, but I kind of also pointed out to you primary resistance. I put that out there. I put that out intentionally. I put that out in this tweet, where I'm wanting you to understand. I'm trying to make it obvious, which is so obvious to me. And inherent in that is two things. First, the green Maribozu likely lead to some bullish continuation, which we had. Here, this kind of 5 or 6 candle cluster that rejected at primary supply resistance. Secondly, primary resistance, like pay attention. So both, I think we're going to bounce, but I think we're going to bounce and reject. That's what I'm trying to say. That's like in between the lines of this picture that I'm giving to you, is we're going to bounce and then reject, or bounce and then at least test. Okay. Boom. So what I said here, though, assuming we hold 40K, it's crystal clear. 46K is the level that needs to flip to confirm a return to the primary bull trend. What does that mean? We're trying to confirm a return. Dow theory, turn of the 20th century. We have a primary bull trend. We are in a secondary bear trend. That's it. What does that mean, Chad? I just explained it. Primary bull trend. We're in a secondary corrective phase. The corrective phase would have ended, in my opinion, and I'm just one person, back up above 46K. And that's the point I'm trying to make. All right. That's the point I was making at that time in this tweet. There we go. February 28th. Click at the image and you can see why. And I was basically like saying, hey, pay attention, right? Primary resistance. All right, good enough. So we're bouncing and it's assuming we hold 40K. Now we've just broken 40K intraday, really. We're in this massive green candle. We've been around long enough. We know that green candle could reverse and just, fool everyone. But it's assuming 40K holds because 40K is a really important level. So that's also a point I'm making in that tweet. What's the next tweet? Same day, I said, look, if you want to hedge your BTC long, take some shorts on the weaker altcoins that just bounced. Okay. What is that tweet I'm looking for? I want to show you this tweet. Let's see. Big Cheds. That's how you can search my tweets. From Big Cheds. People ask me where, with textbook, type in from Ched's textbook. There's my textbook recommendations, right? From Ched's end of list. Here you go. Viable and profitable trading plan options. Buy the dip in an uptrend, sell the rip in a downtrend, or take a nap, like basically do nothing, right? So what you want to do is you're trying to go long in Bitcoin, but you're really not sure. All right. We're here, we're super long. We're clearly momentum long plus 40K, but we're kind of approaching key resistance. We're worried about that. So we want to hedge on that. We'll take some shorts in the weaker altcoins that just bounced. I'm looking at ADA. ADA just is breaking below or just breaking or approaching that key $1 level from the underside where it bounced so many times. You talk about head and shoulders failure. ADA was textbook. Wide left or complex shoulders and head with the 150 invalidation level ran to 3, right? Broke 1, boom, invalidation right there. There's a bunch of other stuff. DYDX was another one I tweeted out. I tweeted out like several today where it gave updates on where I basically said, there you go. Like right there. I'm like, I basically look at it. I tweeted out and I was like, look, I mean, like, here's a playbook. Dawn Link come to mind. I didn't play those, but I took Soul, DYDX, and ADA. Look at DYDX. It's like it's just a weak chart that it bounced into moving average resistance. So it's like a hedge play. And yeah, there's that hedger, that meme, like the hedger or whatever. But like you're in a channel where, like, if BTC broke 46K here, we're going to 58K. It's just such a clear breakout. It's such a clear level. So understanding those key horizontal levels, understanding momentum, understanding relief rallies, all the stuff I talked about in this video, you say, okay, I'm going to hedge myself a little bit. I'm going to take shorts on some of these weaker alts. I mean, there you are. I gave you right there. These 3. I mean, look at that. ADA update. Boom. Soul, right? I'm like Soul MA50. I'm shorting there. That's a great short right in the MA50 underside, right? So that's the concept. That's how you can play these markets where you really want to be long BTC. And if BTC flips 46K, you close all those shorts. You close all those altcoin shorts because Bitcoin's going to take the whole market with it, essentially at that point, right? What's up? Yo, North Korea. All right. North Korea in the house. What's going on there? Just saying, checking in on everybody in the chat room. It's been a while here. I've been Cheds as a mage. I'll take that as a compliment. I appreciate that. You're a wizard. Thank you so much. Cheds is a mage. You're a wizard, Harry, no doubt. Checking everyone here. A lot of comments here in the chat room. All right, you folks are having fun. I'm having fun. So that's it, right? We're hedging. Okay. All right. February 28th. What's next? March 1st. All right, where are we at? March 1st. All right, next day it's pretty good. But we're observing something here already. Large green candle, small real candle body, Japanese candlestick theory, momentum. You think about momentum, candle body size. Cheat sheet. Everything. This is me telling you, like, you gotta it's not read between the lines, but I'm a little read between the lines, and I'm also kind of being obvious. I'm saying, listen, we are testing incredibly important resistance. Why did I say this? March 1st. If we break 46, I'm Big Cheds. Do you ever see me talking about FOMO? Are you serious? I'm the guy who's telling you to wait. I'm the guy who's telling you to be careful and to not FOMO. Okay. When you see this tweet, if we break 46K full permission to FOMO, like it should be 10 out of 10 obvious that that is a really big level. Really big level. We're supposed to reject there. If we don't, we go long, which is why I said, if we break 46K full permission to go FOMO, then I clarified cheat sheet. Everything under 46K is a relief rally. I saw some people and folks, love you, Ched. Good to see you as well. Holland as well. Good to see you. Awesome. Let's see. Sup, Cheds. What's going on? Iceland. That's awesome. Good to see you, Iceland. I watched the Vikings on Valhalla. I was watching, and then I started this whole YouTube rabbit hole about King Canute, the North Sea Empire, like Norway, Denmark, England, like all sorts of stuff in history. I went on a whole tangent. I'm totally into that stuff. So I'm saying, look, everything under 46K, it's a relief rally. There were some people, my colleagues, if you want, like other whatever influencers, and I try to think of myself as an educator, but I saw people again, like as I said up here, right? What were they doing? They're calling bottom. They were doing it here. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, we're still below 46K. They've got their own fancy system, and my system confirms a bottom's in. No, there's no bottom. It's 46K. Like your system, you listening to this right now, your system's too complicated. Just watch key levels. Just watch key levels. It's so simple. It just works. It's literally undefeated. And I mean, not literally, but mostly undefeated. You watch my videos on YouTube. We've been undefeated. We haven't really been surprised by Bitcoin. It's just played to the chart. It's made sense. It's been very neat and orderly. So these people who are calling bottom here drove me crazy. And that's why I put out these tweets. A little bit of a subtweet to some other folks who were out there confirming bottom when there was no bottom. Cheat sheet. Hey guys, it's still a relief rally, just to remind you, And I'm not here to be the buzzkill. I'm not out here to be a buzzkill. Like I'm trying to give value. I'm trying to be as honest, as objective as I can. It's academic to me. It's fun. It's practice. But it's just I end up being that guy sometimes who says, listen, we're not there yet. And it's important because over time, capital, you gotta protect your capital, and you learn to wait for confirmation. Bottom line, 46K needed to flip. All right. So I said relief rally under 46K March 1st. Big, big, big signal we got March 2nd. This is my Twitter feed. It's on Twitter. This is free. Go to it's my Twitter. It's literally free. I do it for fun. And 4-hour long leg doji is notable at range highs. And then I said, MA200 currently sits. We went and hit the MA200 later. All right. Don't tell me TA doesn't work. I don't care about the news. I only focus on the chart. Don't tell me that doesn't work. What do we see here? This is 43.6. I put out a tweet, warning sign. This is a tweet. You read this, you know me. By now, you see this is a warning sign tweet. Ched is telling me, warning. Thank you. You're quite welcome. I like it. I hate Twitter. I'm the same. I've had to scale way back on reading my replies just for mental health. No doubt about that. Plan B said RSI extremely bullish. I don't know what that means. I like the guy, but we've disagreed on analysis. And if you look, I've been right. Okay. RSI oversold can only be oversold because it's bearish. Okay. RSI below 30 is a better reason to sell than to buy. All right. So, a lot of people get that one wrong. A lot of people. So, warning sign, Japanese candlesticks. This is the 4-hour. This is on March 2nd. This was like a high, really big signal. All right. If you understand candlestick theory. And there it was. Look at this candle. This candle told you to be careful, maybe to sell. That was like 43. It closed at 43, 44K. Where are we now? We're like 39K. Look at that candle. It's so textbook. Outside bar, after and advance, volatility candle. It shows kind of the stalled uptrend. It's just out of a textbook. It is out of a textbook, right at key supply, key resistance. It literally doesn't get any easier than this. It just doesn't. It's right there. It is right there. Relief rally, warning sign, MA200, 40.5, 4-hour MA200. What do we do? We just tagged the 4-hour MA200 like a couple days later, and now we're below it. All right, we failed to hold there. It should have held. Look, support failed, rejection, resistance, flip over. It should have held. It didn't. That was a clue. But we tested it. All right, it's that easy. This isn't, you're making it too complicated, right? Just pay attention here. March 2nd. If BTC stalls here, your alts are not going to hold up. Show me your alts that have held up from here. March 2nd. What is held up? What's held up? What's held up? I mean, I don't think much is held up. I mean, what's held up? Even the best stuff. Adam's pretty good. Adam's held up actually. March 2nd. All right, there's relative strength. Let's go down the list. That's relative strength. FTM. March 2nd has not held up, and FTM's been one of the better altcoins. AVAX has not held up. AVAX has been one of the better ones, has not held up. Luna from March 2nd has not held up, and that's been, undoubtedly one of the strongest market participants. ATOM has not held up. Almost nothing has held up. Look at that. Go down the list. They've all faded. Your altcoins. You had pretty clear exit signal at that point, in my opinion. Right? It's like, listen, we got a big warning sign, and your alts are not going to hold here if BTC stalls. And inherent in that is that if we flip 46, go long in your alts, add up to them, right? But be defensive. You have to be defensive. We've just bounced lower Bollinger to the upper Bollinger at that point. What's up, Cheds? Good to see you. West Chicago Burbs. Good to see everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that. You enjoyed my book from Denver. Humble brag. Absolutely. My ego is out of control. It's a problem. And I admit that. I try to be humble, but my ego's out of control. So it's something in the middle. I try to be aware of that. Okay. So there you go. Watch your alts. They're not going to hold up. Okay, they didn't hold up. And here we go. Throw back to 40K, right? So now we're throwing back to 40K. I'm basically saying we need to hold 46, right? This is from this candle. We need to hold 46, if not 40K. Throw back to 40K. 40K failed. And then boom, shields up below 46K. March 4th today, a little bit earlier, I basically said, get out. Basically get out. I mean, we broke 40K. It's time to get out, right? Bottom line. It's a clear level. If we bounce up right now and we get above 40K over the weekend, it's probably going to chop around. If you get above 40K, go long again. It's not complicated. Have fun with that. It's pretty nice and simple. But it's a clear sell signal at that point. That's the key level. We extend it over. Top of the rectangle, macro lower high, January high, February low, yada, yada, yada. I think that pretty much explains it all. Let's see what's going on. 20K incoming. I don't really know. I think if we break 30K, we'll see 20K. if we don't immediately get back up above 30K. I think that's kind of how I'm looking at it. We're kind of thinking about these big major zones. You can buy my book on Amazon. Thank you for asking. My book is available on Amazon Kindle audiobook, hardcover, and paperback, and or just the free version on YouTube. You can check that out in my my tutorials. Love you, Chad, Carmel. Appreciate that. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute. I'm just gonna see if there's anything that I want to address from the chat room. I appreciate that. Everybody, just reading in here. Everybody, appreciate that. Look, folks, trading's super hard. I'll just talk to you directly. Trading's really hard. Like if you're on a roll, you're gonna find a way to screw it up. You're gonna find a way to lose money, right? So it's just like battle with yourself. Never too high, never too low. You have to constantly check your game. You really have to find discipline. So like it's not just how you're trading, it's like what you're doing outside of the trading. Outside of trading? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Like, are you doing things in your life that are gonna offer you more discipline? You need to be disciplined because trading will it's just gonna mess with you in every possible way, in ways you could have never imagined. You need to survive as a trader by risking less and really sticking to your stop loss. So just come into it expecting to fail really hard and many times before you're gonna make it. Don't be arrogant, don't be cocky, you know, just bet a little bit and try to get experience. It's really the only way you're gonna do it. That was a pretty poor attempt at wisdom. I mean, it's better in the book. I mean, that was the whole reason I wrote this book. Let's get this going here. I want to remind you folks that you can find me. I am on Twitter at Big Cheds, academic observations about price, trading psychology, risk management. The book is available, of course, on Amazon. Look at that. Look at that. That's ridiculous. 4.8 out of 5. That's unbelievable. I'm blown away. So it's been really well received. Thank you. Deep heartfelt thank you. And like I said, check out the free version on YouTube. Go to my YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe. Playlist Trading Wisdom. I've done 12 of 50. I will do the whole book for free. I have a new book coming out sometime later this year as well. I'm working on it right now. It's in draft form. It's some of the quotes from the book and some of my other quotes as well. Hope you'll enjoy that. If you're really serious about learning how to trade, I'm really proud of the fact that I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin.live. I've been doing long form video updates for them for almost 4 years, and I never miss an update. I take my laptop and my microphone with me. I have a trip I just booked, and I already have planned out like where and how I'm going to do my Bitcoin.live update. So it's important to me. And like I said, like we haven't really been caught off guard. You could join right now. You can watch 4 years of videos, and you'll see, especially this year, all of 2021, we really have not been caught off guard. And Bitcoin's just trading the levels, and I'm enjoying trading it and talking about it, and I'm really proud of that. When you join, you get access to everyone's stuff. It's not just mine. We have an unbelievable team. You get access to everyone's content. So I definitely would encourage you to check that out. Thank you for letting me kind of talk to you about that. I appreciate that opportunity. It's Friday night. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me. I think it's important we try to spread some love. We try to spread some good vibes out there. It's not everyone is having a good time. So let's just try to spread some good energy, and hopefully that will do something. But more than anything, I want to let you know I appreciate each and every one of you for listening, for watching. I may not have seen your comments in the chat room. I may miss your tweets, your notifications, but I'm not ignoring you. I definitely want you to know I appreciate you. So that's that. Let's have a little bit of fun, shall we?